Welcome back to another Bravo movie review. Today we're going to be talking about The Evil That Men Do, a 1984 Charles Bronson flick. It was filmed on the cheap down in Mexico, shot on location. Charlie Bronson plays a lip-reading assassin who comes out of retirement to take out the evil doctor. The evil doctor is the creme de la creme of torture masters. I think he even enjoys torturing people. This 1984 action thriller is the standard operating procedure for Mr. Majestic. Now, in the book has a scene here. It says, the DEA is the same as the CIA and all the others. They're lucky to find their own assholes with both hands and a flashlight. Now, you're not going to see that scene in the movie. So they did change up the book quite a bit to make the movie. Now, Charlie Bronson was 63 years old when he made this movie. He continued to make movies up until he was 77 years old. And the great actor Jose Ferrer puts in a pretty good cameo. He's a professor. He wants the good doctor dead, and he brings Charlie out of retirement. You got to love that painting there down in Mexico. A lot of great art down in Mexico. Back to Charlie Bronson working until he was 77 years old, just proving that one never needs to retire when you are doing something you like. If you enjoy it, it ain't really work now, is it? And everybody knows that Bronson was a real tough guy. He was not keen on doing interviews and probably thought they gave him way too much money for pretending to be other people. These are all traits of solid Americans. Now, this movie here, you got a sadistic doctor who gets off on cockfights. It has low rent, seedy South American bars. No Hollywood sound stages here. Now, one of the best scenes is when the South American giant with a raging pituitary gland learns to not mess with Charlie Bronson's girl. So here he is. He's really putting on a good show. Charlie Bronson is very, very polite and calm until he basically can't take it anymore. And then Charlie Bronson kicks ass with a two-handed pecker twister classic. Yeah, it's coming up here. Come again? What was that classic Charles Bronson movie? What was that classic move again? Oh, yeah, the two-handed pecker twister. This guy is in some serious pain, huh? Anyhow, this is the best scene in the movie where I guess a picture is worth 1,000 words, huh? And for performing moves like this in the 1970s and the 1980s, Bronson got $1 million a film. The budget on this movie was 4.6 million, and the just for the Charles Bronson name alone, the movie brought in over $13 million. Again, the movie's based on a 1978 book written by R. Lance Hill. He was born in Canada. You got to love those chairs there with the Corona embossing on them. This is down in a Mexico, South American bar. It's filmed in Mexico, but the movie is based in a South American location. Of course, I will not spoil the movie for you, but the ending is very befitting for this evil doctor. This movie's not so great. It is entertaining for sure and has its spots. But the main reason of doing a review on this Charlie Bronson movie is it gives us a chance to talk about what made Americans tough and resilient back in the day. I'm afraid today's Americans are just soft, lazy, tender, cheap silk that rips apart after one go around in the washing machine. Americans today are just too soft and lazy. Americans used to be as durable as cotton and tougher than steel. And it did not happen by accident. No, it was your upbringing. Bronson claimed that he was afraid of his father, and I was also afraid of my father. Uh, Charlie Bronson's dad died young when he was 10, but what he remembers is when his mom said, your dad's coming, your old man's coming, he would just run and hide because he was afraid of his father. Sadly, today's daddies, they just want to be friends. How can a father raise a little animal by being friends with it? Nonsense. Most kids don't even have a father around today, and if he does, the daddy just shows up with little gifts and wants to be friends. So in closing, Not the greatest movie ever made, but surely one of the most likable tough guys ever put on film that ever came out of the tri-state coal mining region surrounding the Ohio River. Sadly, what made those men tough back then is no longer around today. What survives are just skeletons of cities, pain pill cities from hell. I give this movie a 5 out of 10 bravos.